I'm Bronte Price. I'm a civil marriage celebrant. I'm also gay. And today I'm with Loretta Adams from Essendon Bridal Formal. Loretta, we're interested on behalf of the LGBTI community to find out from you the kind of things that couples ought to consider when they come in to purchase their wedding outfit.
Sure, Bronte. Well, there are quite a lot of factors that they should be considering, and we've worked really well previously with couples getting married and accommodating them with the type of attire that they'd want to be in. For instance, we've had two grooms where they've both wanted to be suited up, and that's fine. We've had two lesbian where one prefers to wear a bridal gown and the other prefers to wear a suit, and we've been able to accommodate size-wise and make the suit look really well fitted on the lady. There are a lot of things there that I would ask before perhaps assuming that they'd want to be in a bridal dress or a suit and so forth. The couple should have a theme in mind, or perhaps colour scheme. The setting plays an important part, so setting as where their wedding is. We've done anywhere from backyards to ballroom type settings. So that's all really important.
So you find out all that information just by asking questions?
Definitely. It wouldn't be so much an interview type thing, but sort of an introduction, you ask certain questions and make the couple feel comfortable telling you exactly, everything that's involved in their wedding. That gives you a better understanding of how they want to look.
We're with Andrew, who's the co-owner of historic Holyrood House in Daylesford. So Andrew, what are some of the important considerations for couples when they're researching a wedding venue for their special day?
It's fairly important to look at a range of venues. You've got to look obviously at size. Will it cater to everybody? Will it cater to your crowd? What special considerations do you have? Do you have needs of a driveway for cars to pull straight through in, or a horse-drawn carriage? Is the catering the style of food that you want it to be? Is the feel for the property what you want? Is it contemporary? Is it traditional? We're traditional here. It seems to work in a country environment for the people that we're accommodating.
What tips would you give to a couple researching their wedding venue on how to make the most of their wedding venue?
Have a vision of your own wedding very clear from the start. Of course, that'll be rounded off on the edges and tinkered with along the way, but hold true to what you want. Look for the venue that most suits you. Look for keeping everything as much in-house as possible. So many properties in this region have their own chapel, so that saves in transport, for instance. Having a chapel and the function area on site, fabulous. Saves time, keeps the photographer handy, keeps you involved in your day too. You're not running off to have your photos, 10 minutes up the road and splitting from the rest of the congregation. It's important for you to relax and enjoy the day and keep costs down. So try and keep everything in-house would be my best tip.
I'm with Alex from Triple R Luxury Wedding Cars, and we're asking him today a number of questions that couples might consider when they're looking for a wedding car for their special day. So Alex, what are some of the things that couples should look for when they're choosing a wedding car?
The main thing would be to choose what style you're after, to tie your cars into the theme of your wedding. Is it going to be a classic wedding? Is it going to be a modern wedding? That's the main thing, and then you can sort of choose what cars will suit that style from there. Another big consideration is the time required for the cars. If your wedding's going to start at, say, 10 and drop off at the reception about 6, will you need the cars for that whole time? Or if is going to be a wedding out at, say, the Yarra Valley or on site, it might just be a small amount of time. Other things to consider is how many passengers will be needed for the whole wedding party. Do you have a big wedding party? Is it just going to be the couple? Will the parents need to be coming from the pickup location too? And also, in terms of car size, how big is a wedding dress? This car we're sitting in at the moment is very large inside, so perfectly suited to big bridal gowns. So that's another consideration.
I'm with Terry, who's the events coordinator here at historic Ascot House in Ascot Vale, and today we've got a number of questions to ask him about wedding venues, obviously. So what are some of the things that couples should take into consideration when they're choosing the wedding venue for their special day?
I think the first thing they should do is try and narrow their search, Bronte. I think it's really daunting when you start. There's a million venues out there. I wouldn't recommend going to visit, 20, 30 venues. It'll exhaust you. You'll get on this database and people will be calling you, week in, week out. It'll be a little too much. Start online. Get a sense of, is it a nice venue? Does it look nice in photos? Is its price within my budget? Is its package what I'm looking for? And then from there, go and visit maybe 4 or 5 venues. Narrow it down and find out if it has the right vibe when you get there, and is it really the kind of venue that you're looking for, in person.
And I'm with Beck Dahl from Nichols Family Lawyers. Beck, can you tell us a little bit, please, about the laws that pertain to LGBTI couples at the start of a family?
Absolutely. As a family lawyer, often what we're dealing with is people separating and people who are very emotional and very upset. So one of the wonderful things that we do, particularly at Nichols Family Lawyers, is we get to help people who are starting a family, which is really a really special thing to be involved in. So there's a few aspects where we do that. We do some work with surrogacy, so whether that's altruistic surrogacy, people having a friend or a family member, or commercial surrogacy overseas. So we can help people with the legal mechanisms that they need to go through to have the legal parentage of their child recorded. So we also do work with adoption, whether that's in Australia or overseas, and again, the legal mechanisms there. We also do a lot of work with couples who are co-parenting, so it might be that there's a lesbian couple having a child with a known donor, so a friend of theirs, or also there's often 2 couples. So I've had many cases where there've been 2 lesbian couples and 2 gay men who have made the decision to co-parent together. And with those people, we can give them advice about the legalities around that. And we also do a lot of sperm and egg donation agreements. So people are recording the arrangements they've reached with each other, and often those agreements also talk about the child moving forward. So the involvement with the child, who'll make the decisions about the child, and all those sorts of things.